It's Textok. Hi, my name is Katya. I'm co-founder of Textok, the only affordable tool that can really help you automate your tone of voice and style guide using over 100 rules that you can tune. Today we'll talk about Textok Wizard. It's a really handy tool within Textok that can help you create your first tone of voice guide. It takes just a few minutes, but today we would like to go deeper into explaining each of the wizard's parameters. Let's go. Now, a few words about how Textok Wizard is different from other wizards in other tools. Textok Wizard is just more detailed. It doesn't require you to just choose the overall mood of the text that usually tackles just one angle, formality. Informal, friendly, very formal. It doesn't deal only with inclusivity or terminology. Textok Wizard has 5 parts, and each toggle or tick activates multiple rules on the back end. So it's way more detailed. And it's not a black box where you feed AI your sample text and simply get the results you cannot tune. It's transparent, and you know exactly what tone of voice parameter you are operating with, and you can change them. Let's create an automated tone of voice guide now. It's Textok. Okay, let's go to the wizard section or click from the library Create Glossary with Wizard, and let's give our custom tone of voice a name, something that would make its purpose explicit and everybody would understand it. If it's your first automated guide, we propose starting with brand's core guide. We call it Essential Guide, that would include the tone and style rules that absolutely all your messages have to comply with. Later on, you can make separate guides for most important channels your brand uses, such as newsletters or social media posts. Then add description to your tone of voice guide, explaining the scope of use for this guide, channels, content formats. Here in our case, we just explain that this is our core guide for all the channels. Let's click next. Now, the first section, overall text style. Here you will determine level of tone's formality, text complexity, how you will handle marketing cliches, and no, they are not necessarily bad for all brands, and readability and flow. Opt for do not control in the options that you are not quite sure about. For example, if sometimes I like my messages super simple, but some articles or newsletters could be more complex, then choose do not control option for text complexity. And add only the necessary complexity related rules one by one at a later stage or to a different automated guide that would be adjusted specifically for articles. Okay, let's click next. Intensive emotions may be too intense for your brand, and requiring empathy might also be not your choice for a core tone and style guide that lays the basis absolutely for all text. Now, not just your HR-related communications, for example, where one should put an emphasis on empathy, or if your brand is in the industry where emotional texts are the norm, go for it. For our own Textok guide, we will just require balancing negativity with positivity here and forbid urging sounding CTAs, because none of our team really likes them. Okay, let's click next. All brands aim to build long-term relationship with their clients, absolutely all brands, and we like to ask questions and we address our audience directly via Textok. And we talk about Textok also in first person. We are Textok, not Textok itself is an actor in our text. These parameters may vary for different companies. You'll have to make your choice. Okay, let's go further. We forbid absolutely all the words that may hurt people's feelings. If you have your own inclusivity-related list of forbidden words, you can attach your own glossary in the next step or at a later stage. Next, we are almost there. Just attach your forbidden words or required words glossaries if you have created them earlier, or create your custom glossary from scratch by clicking here. We have published a detailed video tutorial on how to work with glossaries in Textok. You can find a ton of information about them there. And here we'll just quickly create a sample glossary that will be automatically attached to our custom guide through the wizard. Okay, it's created. We can see it here. And we will just attach the glossary of required words by reaching our list of custom glossaries here. Et voila, it's done. Now we can go into the editing mode for the newly created style and tone guide. Edit. And look at all the rules that were added through Textok's Tone Wizard. So it really took us just a few minutes, but look at how many rules are already there, from more than 100. Now let's paste our sample text. Sample text is a text you really like and that sounds exactly as you'd like your text to sound. Make sure it's at least a few paragraphs and check the tone of this text with your newly created tone guide. We use in our case the text for Textok's About Us section for this purpose. As you see, there are some suggestions regarding text flow and also many rules that the text also complied with. Yes, let's see. You see in green, these are all the rules that text complied with. You can fine-tune your rules, delete them, or add new ones if you feel like it. But at this stage, we generally advise to work with your automated guide for a little while before enhancing it with the rules or working with metaphors, complex and rare words, active verbs, and many others. It takes a bit of practice to understand what exactly you'd like to change, but it's super fun. That would be it for now. If you still have any questions regarding Textok Wizard, reach out to us writing to support@textok.com or visit Textok's help portal through your Textok account. Right your way. It's Textok.